Hello, in this video we're gonna go over drawing a 9-7 clock face, and this drawing is from chapter 9, Discovering AutoCAD 2017 and the 2020 versions for Dix and Riley. In this drawing we're gonna focus more about how to create a donut and how to use a polyline with different ways. Also we're gonna create text, we're gonna create polar array and dimensions. Let's start this drawing by setting up our units. And as you see here, we have the units architectural. We do have the inches symbol. That means we are using architectural. Also, we need to set up the layers. To set up the units, remember that we have different ways. You can type UN on the command line. If you have it down, you can find it on the units. You can change it right away from the taskbar here as architectural. If you don't find it down, be sure that you have in the customization panel, you have the units checked. Okay, other way, you can change the units from the application menu, drawing utilities, and here you go to units, architectural, and here you set up the precision. For this exercise, let's set up the precision to 116. Okay, now we have the units set it up. You will create some layers. Keep in mind that layers are very important in AutoCAD. You should create unique layers, give each layer a name, and give each layer a color. If you need to change the line type for some reason, if you have some construction lines or other hidden, so you have to change the line type, or in some exercises, the line weight. For this one, I'll keep the line type continuous and the line weight default. I'll choose some colors for that, and you can create any layers, but keep in mind that you sort similar objects in one layer. So if you need to hide any layer, you can hide it, turn it off, turn it on. If you need to turn it off for printing, you can do that. So it's important to sort your layers away that you can organize your drawing. Let's start by having the current layer. We'll start with the circles. So I'm gonna start here with the circles, and this is the current layer. As you see here, we do have donuts created, and they said it's a donut, 24 inches inside, 1 inch thick. So inside is 24, 1 inch thick. That make it 24 inside, 26 inches outside. Now let's do that. Go to donuts from the home and expand the menu, get the donuts. Okay, follow the command line, specify inside diameter. So here we have a 24 inches or 2 feet. If you are using inches, you don't have to put the quotation mark, but if you're using feet, you have to put the apostrophe. So this is the inside. The outside is a 26. Now asking to choose the center. At this point, you can pick any point on the screen. So this is the outside. We still have the donut active to inactivated escape button. Now after that, we need to move on to the circle inside. And to find out here, the circle inside, we look at this dimension. So here the symbol is diameter, and it's 1 foot 6, 3/32 inches. So let's put this dimension and create a circle. Start the circle command, center diameter, pick the center of the circle. Here to get this point, you have to use the object snap. Be sure you have the center checked. Okay, now you can hover over the donut get closer to the center, pick it up. Now you need to put the dimension, and here the diameter is 1 foot, so don't forget the apostrophe. 6-3/32, and this is how to enter the dimension. Now you hit the enter button, and here you go. After that, we need to draw the clock hands as this measured. So we're gonna draw them aside, then we will move them inside the clock. In order to draw these handles, we need to use polyline. So let's move on to the hands here. Now we will use polyline for that. Let's start the polyline command. Now, as you see here for the dimension, we have a start width and end width. The start is half and the end is 1/32. Now let's do that. Specify start point. I will use any start point here. Okay. Now we need here to go to width. You can click on width or type W, enter, to change the start width. The start width here is 0.5 or 1/2. Okay. Now the ending is 1/32, and here you go. Now make sure you are using the reference lines, polar tracking, just to get the lines vertical, so you have to be accurate here. Now you give the distance, which is 10.5 or 10.5 inches. Hit enter again to finish this, and we finish that part. I'm gonna draw a little line here just to make sure I'm aligning them, then I will delete it. Let's start at the second one, also polyline. Start point, I will choose any start point here. Change the width like the way that we did. The beginning 0.5 or just half, and the end is 1/32, and let's go with the length here 7.5, so 7.5, or you can put it 7 with fractions, then hit enter. So we finished these two. We still have one more to draw, which is the third one, and actually this one has two parts of polyline. So we're gonna make the first part, then the second part. Okay, so let's do this one again. Here I need to draw a line. Let's draw it from this point, and sorry, let's make it polyline, this point, and here we need to change the width. We start at a 3/8, so 3/8, and now this is the ending. Now it's the same. Okay, you can hit enter again. Now the distance here is 0.5, and we finished that part, the little part on the bottom. Now you need to change the width again, so click on width one more time, and starting with at this point is let me see here, 1/16, so 1/16, and the ending is the same. Now how you need to choose the distance here is 1 foot or 12 inches. Okay, then you hit enter. So we've done all of this. I'm gonna delete that line, or just let's move it or delete it, but I just need to get some points over there a little bit to move this inside from this point. Okay, so I got here some, I'm gonna extend that line to get some lines when I move them inside. Now, when I finish from drawing this, I need to move to draw the text inside, and in this way I will create the text, the longer one, the shorter ones, and I will use polar array to get it around. As you see here, they said the tick width is 1/4, so I need to use polyline to draw this tick as well. Let's move on to another another layer. So this is the text, and here let's draw a polyline. But I need to get some circles here to help me to draw and specify where exactly the line will start and end. And as you see here, the distance is 111. So I need to create a circle that I will delete later to get the point on the top. So let's create a circle 1 feet 11 inches. Circle, diameter, pick the point, object snap is on with center. Now the diameter is 1 feet 11. Okay, so here where I will start that. Now I need to offset 2 inches to get the other one inside. So use the offset command, type 2 if it's not already there. Now hit the circle and inside to inside and get this duplicated circle. Now I'm ready to use the polyline. Okay, and specify start point. I need this quadrant. To get this quadrant, I need the object snap. Okay, so be sure that you have the object snap on with the quadrant. Now get this point to this point, which is 2. Okay, now let me repeat this step. So start with polyline, start point, change the width, and here the width is 1/4. The ending is the same, and now I will draw that one. So as they said here, it's 1/4, so I need to make it a little thicker. Now let's do the rest part of the array. Click on polar array if it's not there, so you have to click this little arrow and get the polar array. Now select object, this tick, enter, and the center here is the center of the circle. It's not the center of the line or something, so it's the center of the circle because this is the center of the array. So you have created several items and we need them to be 12 items. So here when you have this polar array, you will find the items, then you make it a 12 items. So here I made this around the clock, which I have 12 items. Okay, now after that I need them to be rotated, so I can leave that on, and if you need to make it associative, that's fine. Associative will make it all one part that you can modify later. It's one part. It will not explode it after you close it, and that means associative. So let's close this array, and now if you click on it, okay, if you click on it, it will open again and you can modify it because it's associative. Okay, now after we finish this part, we need to create this little text. Let's create this little text by using line, and I'm gonna draw a little line. I will zoom in here over the first one. I'm gonna make it 1 inch. So type 1, enter, and enter. Now I do have 2 overlapped lines. I'm gonna array the line that I put on the top. Okay, I'm not going to choose the longer one, just the line on the top, the short one. And I hit enter. Then specify the center, get closer to the circle, get the center, and here you go. Now, the items here, I need to have 6 items, but the fill, I just need to fill that part, okay? And since this is 90 divided by 3 is 30, so the degree here is 30. So I'm gonna make this 30, okay? I got here the ticks, and I will make this unassociative. So I will make the associative button off. The reason I'm doing that, because I need to delete this little ticks from the top and only get the ones inside. Then I close the array. I will go over this little line deleted and this little line deleted. I don't need them to be overlapped. I will use the array one more time. And this time I'm gonna choose this 4 little ticks. Okay, and finish selecting, get the center. And for now, I need it to be 12. Okay, so I got all the rest. You can make it associative this time because we're not going to delete any part. Then close the array. Now I've done all the ticks around, and this is here some extra circles that no longer need. I can delete them. Now I need to create the numbers. The numbers here is 2 inches, as you see with the first one. So I will create the first one. Go to Annotate, get a single line text. You can change that single line from the text style, put it impact as directed in the instruction. So from the pull down menu, you choose impact. You can make that 2 inches. Okay, then apply, set current, then close. Now let's get a single line and pick for now any point. Rotation is 0, so hit enter and we start typing. Let's start typing one of these numbers and hit OK. Now I got number 12. Let's go to the Home tab, move this number. Okay, I will move it from the top and replace it over there. Now this number, I'm gonna rotate it and make the polar array. So array, select the number, enter, specify the center. This is the center of the circle. So you have to go over it, any of the circles and pick the center. You have the objects now on. Pick that. Number of items, in this case, they are 12 items. So we need them to be 12. I see all the numbers here vertical. They are not rotated. So I need to turn off the rotate items. Okay. So turn off the rotate items. Turn off the associative because you need to edit this and change the numbers. So turn it off. If you do not turn it off, that will not let you edit each number. In this case, if you forgot to turn it off, you can explode it using the explode command in the modify menu. Then close the array. You can go over each number here and change, double click on it. Okay, double click on each number and change. Okay, so you can just double click and change these numbers. And here you go, the last one, 11. So we've done these numbers, and let's do finally we need to move these needles. To move these needles, just draw a little line here at the part that you need to move from. And I'm gonna make a copy. If you need to keep this as it's over there, so if you need to keep another one, you're gonna make a copy of that first. So let's make a copy. It's easier here. Okay, and we could move it on the top of it as directed. Then we can just delete that little part. Then the part here, we can move it inside. Let's move the first one from, let's make sure the object snap is on, from the intersection, and hover over the circle to get the center. Make sure you are using the center. Enter. Now here you can rotate it. Okay, so if you need to rotate, you can use rotate and follow the command. Select object, here you go. Enter to finish selecting. The base point is the circle center, so make sure you choose the base point correctly. Now you can just move it to the correct place. Now let's move the other one. Enter, and let's get that point here. Let's rotate it as you'd like. So here you go. Okay, and here we pick the center, and here you go. See how we can just rotate. The last one, let's move this one from the same point and replace that from the point to the center. And here you can rotate. Enter, and don't forget to rotate from the center. Okay, so here you go. We put all the checks. This one no longer needed. Let's delete. Now let's put some of the dimensions. We need to make sure that we have a unique layer for dimensions. So create a one layer if you don't do so, and make it current. Now to annotate with dimension, go to the Annotate tab, and here we have several dimensions. Let's put some of them. I'm gonna use linear dimension, and here I will choose the top of these two, and I will insert my dimensions. So click. As you notice here, the dimension needs some changes. You might have different things in your screen. So if you don't customize it, you should customize it. As you see here, it looks decimal. Here is fractional or architectural with inches. So we need to change that. In order to change, it's not enough to draw the units with architectural. We have to change from the dimension styles. Now you can click here on this little arrow to get the dimension style, or on this little arrow and go to manage dimension style. Either way, you have the same thing. You can modify the standard or create a copy. Let's create a copy and give it a name. So here I'm gonna create a new, and here a copy of standard, and here I keep that as a standard, and I will hit continue. Okay, or you can create a new, can give it a name like a clock or whatever the name that you would like to. Then click on continue. That will open up a new, and you see here the dimension style name. Here, since we changed the text at the beginning, you might find here an issue that the text height is not active. That's mainly because you changed the text style when you created the text and the numbers. And this is using the same. So I need to, if I'm using a standard, so I can change it from here. And from here, I can put it, for example, 1, then apply, close. The things here also, I need to change the primary units. As you see here, we have the decimals. We need it architectural. Okay. And then what else? Let's see. We need the symbols. Let's make that a little bigger. Let's make it half for now and see how it looks. Now click OK. Let's see if we need to do anything else. Set current, close. Let's change that because it was on the standard. Now this is the current. Let's create dimension and see that the dimension. Okay, so here you go. You put the first dimension and you modify it just to make it architectural, and you can increase the arrow size. You can change the size of the text as well. Let's put here a diameter, and you can find the diameter here of the circle, and this is what you find here is the diameter with 1 feet 6 1/8 inches. Here we have two issues. If you look at the dimensions here, the fraction is not the same since we don't have the 3/32. Here we have the 6. So in order to change that, we can go to modify actually the style, or just if it's one of them, you can right click and change the precision. Let's see here. If we have the 1/4, we can give it more precisions. So you need it actually to be over 32, so you have to change the precision. Now, the other way is the dimension here. It looks like all the diameter. So if you want to change this also, you can click on it and click on the grip over the text when it's red. Now you can choose move text only. Okay, and that will give you more options to move the text and to place it wherever you would like to. And you see now the line dimension. Okay, now what else we need to talk about? Here we have this little dimension and it's not aligned. So here we need to use not linear, we need to use another. You need to use the aligned one because it is aligned with the text. It's not linear, so it's not horizontal or vertical. So you go to aligned and you pick the point using the object snap. Be sure that you're using the point correctly. Okay, and here you go. You get that one as it is. If you need to change the precision here, also you get the precision and you put it this way. As you see here, the arrows is outside. If they are not, or if you need to change the place here, you can move with leader, for example. You can get it move with leader, or you can get other things. So here you go. It worked this way. Now, the other thing here, let me see if we're missing any of the important things. Let's get the details. One of the details on the top, we need to get some points. As you see here, if I need to put this dimension, and this is a polyline, if I go to linear, pick the point, it will pick the first point. In order to get around this, we can go and create a little line with the same dimension. Here it is half, so I'm gonna draw half, enter, and I'm gonna move this line from center to center. Okay, also I'm gonna move it to the same layer. Now I can put this dimension, so I go to Annotate Linear, and I can put this dimension as it is half. Okay, let's put the other one here, linear, from the top. Make sure you get the correct point, and if you need to put the other one here, also you can put it unless you just put a line, draw a line, and get the same dimension. Like here, also you need to draw a line, which is start any point and finish 1/32, enter. And this line, if you zoom in here, we're gonna move this line from the center to center. Now you go to Annotate Linear, zoom in, it's till here, and you put it. As you see here, the dimension is a little big. So if you need to make any of them smaller, you can do that. You can click any of them. You can change the dimension style. If it's a single one, you can change the dimension style from here. You can change the precision, and you can change the text height if you want, also from the properties. Remember that the properties, you can get it from Control-1, and that it has the arrow size if you need to change, for example, the arrow size, or if you need to change the text height, for example. Here you go. If you need the text height to be smaller, you can make it 0.75, for example. You need to make that smaller, and hit enter, escape. Let's get out. So that will make some individual ones. You can do the same things for the rest and apply the same techniques. So just finish the rest of dimensions using the same techniques that we've used. Remember to create a unique layer for dimensions. Also, you can always, from the Annotate Manage Dimension Styles, create a new style, or modify an existing one. You can set it current to use it. You will find the styles there. You can always change between the styles. Remember that with clicking on any of the dimensions, you have more options. The middle one will give you options to stretch, move dimension line, move text only, leader, create a leader, and for example, if you create a leader, that will take it out if you need to do that. Or you can reset text position and get it back. If you have a dimension that you need to get it out, for example, here you can get move with leader. You can put it outside. Also remember that clicking on the arrow grips, you can flip the arrow. So if you need the arrow from outside, you can flip it. Okay, here you can flip each arrow. You can get it back by clicking there, flip it, and put it back inside. So remember to do that, and we change the dimensions here by moving the text. Okay, I hope you have enjoyed the video and you learned the new skills. I'm looking forward to work with you again later in different new video recording. Thank you so much for watching.